Greetings, sovereign people of the United States. Mary Maxwell here, running for Congress at the Republican primary of September 12th. I attended law school in Australia, and recently my teacher came into the United States for the first time through Los Angeles Airport, and he said he was startled to see the picture of George Bush greeting him in the customs desk, because in Australia it is a portrait of Queen Elizabeth, who is the sovereign, and he wondered why we didn't have a portrait of the sovereign here. However, as I explained, it's hard to get 300 million people into the one shot. Now, if you were to vote for me, what would you be getting? I think you'd be getting someone who is a self-proclaimed expert in Machiavellianism. I read the other day in a book published in 1965, it was by Carol Quigley, something about the sinking of the Lusitania. You may not remember that, but it was a trigger to bring America into World War I. Of course, I don't remember it either, but at that time, Quigley said, the British newspapers said that the percentage of American passengers aboard that ship were 80%, but in fact it was 16%. But meant to make all Americans feel angry so they would join the war. And the French, on that same day, published a photo in their press of, no internet in those days, published a photo of Berliners celebrating this sinking of the ship. Well, of course, Berliners should. We always celebrate when our enemy suffers. But anyway, it wasn't a genuine picture. It had been taken from a 1914 scene on the streets of Berlin. So you see, it is standard practice for nations to engage in helping the public make decisions about war. And I don't think it's anything to panic about. I have this little badge here, but I'm not a badge wearer. It says, the official story of 9/11 is a big lie. Well, I'm not a badge wearer, but I noticed on the internet last night, someone is inviting everyone to phone in. I think it's a phone or maybe it's an MP3, and you record your own voice, if you want, saying the official 9/11 story is a big lie. And he says you can sing it or whisper it. And then he'll put all those 300 million or 26 votes or however many he gets together and make one sound of it. And that's an important creative innovation, because it's a way of saying how you can join your voice to others. I understand from a recent poll that about 49% of Americans think that the 9/11 story is not correct. I'm happy to report, or maybe even thrilled to report, that 2 days ago, that was August 14th, a judge in Detroit said that the use of warrantless surveillance, surveillance without a judge issuing a warrant based on real suspicion of a person's criminality, that would be unconstitutional. And she even made a point to say it is part of this case is simply the public's interest in upholding the Constitution and in upholding the separation of powers. Anyway, her warrantless idea came right out of Article 4 of the Bill of Rights, which could hardly be more clear. It says, the right of people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause. So you see, she has set the record straight, and even though immediately, I believe Alberto Gonzales, the Attorney General, said, no, we will appeal that. Well, he can say that all he likes, it will be appealed. And then if it goes one more level to the Supreme Court and the judge of Detroit is reinforced in what she said, then it becomes part of settled law, as if it weren't already, that we are not to be subject to unreasonable seizures. So you see, it is proper that that judge in her role spoke out, but you don't have to be exactly in the correct authoritative role to speak out. Anyone can do so, especially by frowning in a look of disapproval, which is one of the strongest means of affecting someone else's behavior. You see, I've got furrows in my brow because I've been doing a lot of that lately. Or maybe it's age. But anyway, a look of disapproval or a word of assertion of one's constitutional rights is very important, and I encourage you to do so. Please visit me if you wish in Nashua. I'll be there every Friday, sitting in the Chicken and Chips restaurant from 2 o'clock till the crowd thins down, or till I finish my chicken. And that's right across the street from Town Hall on Hollis Street, and the Trailway bus stop is right there too, in case you're coming in from another part of beautiful New Hampshire.